Doesn't sound like somebody on the porch.
I know, it's something blowing. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Mary,
I'm Linda.
and we're Pinky Mouse Cakes, Cookies, and Candy, and also known as Pinky Mouse Sisters in the Kitchen. You know, scoot a little bit. The camera, we're trying to, y'all know we're doing our own camera work now, so it's just sometimes it's a little hard to get it together, but we have just been talking and visiting like we hadn't seen each other in
Lost
years.
track of the time.
We was junior around here, and I said, I don't even have my apron on. And then I said, I'm gonna run some water, and I poured my dishwashing soap in my water. Bubbles just went everywhere, and I was fighting them, trying to get them down. Anyway, we're having a good time.
Did you want me to turn that air conditioner off?
No, I don't know I'll turn it off. You go ahead and talk.
So, anyway, it's going to be warm. I think it's going to be 80 today, isn't it, Mary?
It's supposed to
It's we're going to have several days of some warm weather, and makes you really think that spring is here. And we will probably have another cold snap or two. We usually do, but it gets warm early in East Texas where we live.
I'll wash my hands and then we'll get started.
I talked to a really sweet woman in California this morning, Mary, on my way over here.
Is that right?
And she was very surprised that I answered the phone. So it was very nice talking to her, and I'm going to be calling her back again this afternoon because I had to get off the phone because I had another phone call coming in. But anyway, it's fun to talk to our friends.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. First of all, I am making a turtle cheesecake today. I've made cheesecakes before, but this is a new one for me, and I made one yesterday, and I haven't tasted of it yet because it takes an hour and a half for it to bake, and so I just went ahead and made another one yesterday. This is a 9-inch springform pan, and we're going to be giving one of these away this morning, and we're looking for a certain comment, so we'll have to, I don't know whether we're going to get back on here if we can pick the name, because Linda's going to every once in a while look at the camera and see, and because we know what we're looking for, but I'll be giving away a springform pan today.
And Carla,
she has gone to a doctor's appointment about those kidney stones. So just praying that they can get her in as soon as possible and get that taken care of. They said something about they're either going to do a laser or that lithotripsy, one of the two.
Okay. And if y'all see me step away from the camera, it's because I'm trying to look at this while Mary is cooking. So y'all may hear me, but you might not see me the whole time.
Okay, so
How sad, right?
no. A 9-inch springform pan. I greased it, and then I put parchment paper, and I greased the parchment paper. So I'm going to set this aside. And the next step is I'm using 4 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate. And I'm going to chop this up. This is one of our newer products.
And they're asking about the mixer, and it is a Pampered Chef mixer, but we're not showcasing this today. She's just using it.
We can't show this today, so we'll be on our other page. We'll be talking about this, but we can't talk about it today. But this is 4 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate, and I'm going to use this new Pampered Chef knife. They discontinued the the coated knife set, and this is one of the new ones. But I'm just going to chop it up, and I didn't want to use a chopper. I thought about it, but I don't want it chopped up too terribly fine. I'm going to turn my burner on over here on low. The crust is going to be chocolate. So, and I'm just going to.
And for everybody, because I'm not Carla and I'm not as fast as this with this as she is, but if any of you are asking about something that you might want to know more about, that we will get back with you, either Mary or me, once after this is over.
Right. We can't really answer questions while we're live since it's just us. But we're going to do the best we can to get back with you after the video.
And Joanne, I think we'll pass on the offer to send us some cold weather, but thank you anyway.
No, we've had cold. We're ready for the spring. We're ready for some warm weather. And like I said, I could have used that food chopper, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, there's times you just want to use it with a knife. And good morning, Jane Brown from Minnesota. I know y'all have had some extremely cold weather up there. Her and her daughter Lisa have been watching us for a long time.
Okay. These knives, you have to really be careful. Did you know one of the other ones I already cut my hand with?
This morning?
Not this morning, but the other day when I was using it. I mean, I just
Oh my God, Mary. Okay.
I don't know.
You must have hit it. Okay, so I'll get this cleaned up. I'm sorry. Maybe that was not a good idea to.
Maybe I should have used the chopper.
Have you got another flex mat? And I'll swap this out.
Yeah.
It
didn't get on the chocolate, did it?
Do you know? Do you need to go get a Band-Aid on your hand?
I'm gonna go get a Band-Aid.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swap this out here.
Okay. I'm telling you, you can't. Those knives are so sharp. It didn't cut it bad. I don't know how I done it. You know what? I had to done it from the top of it.
You could have been.
Had to been from the top. I'm going to excuse myself and go get a Band-Aid, and then I'll get some gloves. Linda, you want to come back over here?
Yeah, I am.
In front of the camera, and I'll get you a Band-Aid.
So almost every time we give away a knife, we mention about these knives to be very careful with them. And 9 times out of 10, somebody will text us back and say that we warned them, but they cut themselves with them.
I do it every time.
So just please be careful. You want a sharp knife, but you just want to be careful with it. And I was probably doing the wrong thing by talking. I hope I didn't distract you, Mary.
No, that's okay. You didn't do it. I did it. I'm just going to get me a glove to put on.
You're done with the knife, aren't you, Mary?
Yes, I'm finished.
So, we had a winner yesterday on the 5-inch stainless steel Santoku knife, and it was Ron Lund, L-U-N-D-E. We give you 24 hours to get us your address, and that was to go to my number, 903-238-3993. I have not gotten your address. So I'm going to give you to noon today, and I don't mean that to sound ugly, but till noon today to get me your address. If you don't, then I'm going to draw another name. And we also would like the address of the lady that was watching us yesterday. We hope that she's watching us today. And her name is Barb Hill, and she is from Ohio. So Barb, B-A-R-B, Hill, H-I-L-L. If you're watching us, can you please text your address to, you want to give her my number, Mary?
That'd be fine, yeah.
903-238-3993.
Okay. Got my hands cleaned up. I'm going to wash it one more time, but I got my glove on this one, so.
Did you get a Band-Aid on it, Mary?
I did.
Okay.
I put a Band-Aid on it and got a glove on, so I'm safe. Now, I got the chocolate. Let's move the camera over here to the. I've got 1 stick of butter or a half a cup in this pan, and I'm putting the chocolate, that 4 ounces of chocolate in it. And I'm melting the chocolate in the butter.
Here, Mary. I got
All I do is just melt this chocolate. I'm not cooking it, I'm just melting it.
And that doesn't take long.
No, it does not take long at all. All right, I'm turning the burner off now. Turning it off. I'm putting a half a cup of sugar in the chocolate. You take, you can hold the camera up now. You take this off of the
Can I
burner.
see the
It's
way
set
I've
it
done it?
still. Yeah, just, you take it off the burner once your chocolate has melted and it's smooth. Put a half a cup of sugar in it, and then 3/4 a cup of all-purpose flour.
And that is imperial sugar.
That is imperial sugar, yes. And you just you're not stirring this while it's on the stove. You're just mixing this up good. I'm gonna just sit it down.
Tell me
It's
if you
heavy.
need something there.
No, I'm fine. All I'm doing is mixing this up. You can get the springform pan and put it right there if you don't mind, Linda. And I'll put that in there. Then a half a cup of finely chopped pecans. A half a cup. Oh yeah, I gotta put vanilla in this. A half a teaspoon of vanilla. And salt.
Here, I can help you if you just tell
I
me.
know. And then that's about a half a teaspoon of salt. And you just stir this up.
And that's the crust.
This is the crust of the cheesecake. Yep.
That looks really
I
good.
preheated the oven at 350. But, and then I'm gonna put this in the.
Okay. You ready for me
Yeah,
to move it?
yeah. Move it, please, Linda. Okay. Push it back a little bit more. There you go. Now, this is my pan. I'm gonna put this chocolate in here. This is your crust. Now that was a half a teaspoon of vanilla and a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a cup of chopped pecans. Let me get this. And 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour.
That smells so good.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
Linda's gonna love this.
Yeah, she is. All right. Yeah, thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
All right, and I'm just gonna spread this in the bottom. And I'm using an offset spatula to put this in there. That was a half a cup of butter or stick. Just gonna press it in here. You don't go up the sides on this cheesecake. Some cheesecakes, I made one, I don't know, over a year ago. No, it's been more than that. It's been, we wasn't even filming. Was we filming when I made that strawberry cheesecake? I can't remember.
If we were, it was right at the early part.
Yeah. And I did go up the sides a little bit on the crust, but it was a graham cracker crust. I want this even, so it'll bake even, so I'm mashing it out a little bit. And I'll show you, when I get through patting this in here, I'll show you.
It smells so good.
You know, I'm not that crazy, you know, about chocolate, but I'm following this recipe. It's 2 recipes put together, to tell you the truth. I always think, well, you know what? Let me do it this way, so I just put 2 together. Okay, I think that's good enough. You just basically, you're flattening it out. You could use a measuring cup or something to smooth it out. Matter of fact, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the bottom of a measuring cup.
Yeah, that would be smart.
To pat it out. This has got a handle on it, so that's not the best thing. I guess I could do it up sideways like this. That way you hadn't got your lines in it. Of course, when it bakes, it's going to bake smooth.
That looks really like a good crust.
Okay. It is
Sure
a
it
good
is.
custard. I am through with that, Linda. Now I'm going to bake it in the 350 oven for 15 minutes. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Oh, okay. I almost forgot something. I should have done it before.
The pan with the water?
I've got four, and the pan's gonna be hot. I should have wrapped that pan in foil before I put it in the oven, but that's okay. I don't think it'd be too hot for me to do it. You double wrap it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this sheet, and then when I get it out of the oven, I will wrap it before I put my filling in it. So I just
So you wrap the pan?
I wrapped the pan.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let me wipe this counter off here. All right. It was Charlotte Gray, wasn't it, that sent us some
Yes.
more pecans?
Some Priester pecans.
Thank you, Charla. She's from Houston, right? Is she from Houston, Charlotte Gray? No, wait a minute. No. You're from San Antonio area. Down
Okay.
Marquise. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I saved her address,
Yeah.
but I didn't bring it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, she's from
Thank you very much. She
Yes.
sent us 2 pounds each.
Where is it at? Right here. Let me show them
Yes.
that before I get started making it. Aren't those nice?
I told Mike when I had no idea
2
she was
pounds.
sending them. And
That's so
I told
nice.
her I told Mike when I opened the package, I said, I feel like the woman in the Bible with the flour barrel or what, the barrel that kept going dry. When it get to the bottom,
Yeah.
it would fill back up. And I said, every time I get short on pecans, I get a package
I
in the mail
know.
with more pecans.
Isn't
So
that nice?
thank
It's so
you
nice.
so much.
Yes.
That's so sweet. And
Yeah.
those pecans that Fran sent us, I'm telling you, they are delicious. Every pecan that y'all sent has been good.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm using some of them today that Fran sent.
Yes.
No, not Fran, because she sent the salted
Yes.
toasted, but I forgot who the other person was, but y'all sent us several. Now I'm doing cream cheese. 4 8-ounce is cream cheese. Now, when you're making a cheesecake, everything needs to be not right out of the refrigerator. It needs to be kind of room temperature, or at least not right out of the refrigerator. I've already got 3 in here.
I think Lynn Sorge sent us the pecans, and I
Okay.
mistakenly said someone else's name, but if I'm not mistaken, back before Christmas, she
Okay.
sent us some
Okay.
pecans. So thank you, Lynn.
Okay. All right. So that's 4 8-ounces of cream cheese. And
Do you need me to do that?
no, it's just.
I got it.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to cream this. Let me see. Let me get over here and turn it on. It's like I said, we can't say.
Do I need to turn it? Or
No,
is it okay?
it's okay. All right. Anyway, we'll explain the mixer to you on another program. But we're going to get that cream, get that started.
I set the timer. for
Did you?
the pecans.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I forgot to tell her, ask her to put the timer on. So, cream the cream cheese until it gets nice and soft and smooth. Cream. For about a minute. For about a minute. I got a number on it.
Yeah.
I'll explain about what this mixer does later.
This is a high-tech little
I'm
gadget
telling
here.
you. And I gotta pull it up now. And where's that bigger spatula? I'm on straight down the sides.
It's real
Make
creamy
sure.
and smooth.
Yeah,
Because you had it at a good room temperature.
yeah, I did. I think that I made yesterday. I didn't have it, as good a temperature. Okay. All right, now I'm going to put 1 cup of sugar.
Tell me when you want me to raise it down.
Go ahead and put it down. Thank you. All right. Now let me get over here and do my little thing.
So we got yard people coming today to
Had
work in the yard to remove just 1 year's leaves, thank God.
Yeah.
The last year they worked on removing about 5 years' leaves.
Well, I hadn't got anybody out to do my leaves, but I'm going to have to. Now I'm going to put a teaspoon and a half of vanilla. And you mix that for about 45 seconds.
That extra fine sugar really does make a difference.
Yes, that
when you're
imperial sugar,
creaming stuff.
it really does. Okay. All right, now I am putting a half a cup of sour cream in here. Let me scrape down the sides again. I hope I don't leave something out of this. I don't think I am.
Do you need me to get the recipe for you?
No, I got the recipe over there. If that cream cheese is not at room temperature, you will have little pieces of cream cheese that does not mix up. So you want to be sure and do that. Half a cup of sour cream. And put it back down, and I'm gonna mix again. This time I'm mixing. I hadn't read up on all these instructions. I really think that all that turning, I think there's a shortcut, but I'm just going to do it the way I know that works for today, and then I will read a little bit more about it and tell you about the settings and everything on our other page. Got to get that sour cream there. And let's see. Now I need to get a cup to do the eggs.
Probably not a good idea for me to be reading the comments.
No. We're going. Oh, I forgot to put the eggs in that crust.
Well, we're not worried about it.
When you're making your crust, I knew when I was putting that crust, when I was mashing it down, I said, that's thicker. That's thicker than it normally is. So the chocolate crust needed 2 eggs in it. I didn't put them in there.
It'll still be good, Mary. Don't worry about it. 1 second.
Anyway, the filling has 4 eggs, and the crust is supposed to have 2. And
Somebody seemed to think that I was being bossy. Do you think I was being bossy?
no. You ain't bossy. Takes 2 of us to do this. Okay, all right. You can pour that in there,
Okay.
and I will get it started over here.
You want me to pour it in it before you start it?
It doesn't matter. You can. Okay.
We really appreciate all the sweet comments.
Yes. Go ahead.
We know that we cannot please everyone, no matter how hard we try. It's real easy to say something how somebody would do it, but until you've done this, it's a little different.
Well, it kind of threw me off when I cut my hand, so I forgot to put the eggs in there. I'm putting 4 eggs in the filling.
A little bit high speed, isn't it?
Yeah, I I noticed that yesterday that it gets really.
I think this is probably where it would need to be.
Yeah, there's some things that I've got to learn about it, but that's the only way I'm going to learn is to use it. So
Right.
Put that other egg in there, and then I'm going to turn it on. You can get a paper towel, Linda,
Yes,
if you don't
I'll
mind.
put
Get that, and I'm going to turn this on mix instead of beat.
You're welcome. I'll get those.
There's different settings, and I had it on beat, and I needed it on mix. So, all right. I sure hate I left that the eggs out of that other. What it amounts to? That's going to be more fudgy than cake on that crust because of the eggs.
It'll still
okay.
be good.
That's okay. No problem.
I thought it was doing good and messing up.
That's okay. It's all right. Let me get the sides. It didn't do that yesterday. I don't know, maybe I was watching it a little closer.
And you might have put the eggs in it to start with, Mary,
And I might have.
instead of me putting them in there.
Well, I think I had it on different speeds is what I think.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday. Yeah. Because like I said, yesterday's the first time I've used this mixer, and I was experimenting, and, you know, it's going to take me a few times to learn. Linda, check the recipe and make sure that I haven't left something out of this. I don't think I have. The what?
For the
filling.
filling.
Yes.
Cream cheese,
Yeah.
sugar,
I got all.
vanilla, sour cream,
Yep.
eggs, and then the other is the caramel.
Yeah.
But you don't mix that. Well, I don't know. I guess I should ask you if
What?
do you mix the caramel in with that?
No.
Okay.
You put the caramel in after you put it in the cake. But
Grab a paper towel.
I'll get this out. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
I've got the crust. I've been cooling the crust. Yesterday I cooled the crust before I started this. I guess we should have talked a few minutes before we're gonna move this mixer out of the way.
Okay. Are you ready to move it?
I am, Linda.
Okay.
Just move it out of the way. Just sit on the table if you want to, Linda. I was dreading making this cheesecake. The first cheesecake I made, I cooked it. Oh Lord, I probably cooked it 3 hours. I don't remember what the temperature was, and it cracked on me. This one I made yesterday did not crack, and I cooked it 1 hour and 15 minutes at 350. So we'll see. But this is, it's thin, but I want to make sure that all got off the bottom.
In the bottom.
Yeah. If you're using any kind of mixer that you're using, make sure that your cream cheese is not stuck on the bottom and it's not blended good, because it needs to be completely incorporated, combined with your other ingredients. You don't want just a clump of cream cheese. And I believe this worked fine. Okay, we'll just set that aside until, how much longer? Another minute?
Yeah.
And don't let me forget.
122.
I'm going to put these eggs that I can use back in the refrigerator. I hope that cake is done. Look. It's okay. It's just, for you people that don't want to put an egg in something, well, this one don't have no eggs in that crust.
It's gonna be good.
And let me tell you, whenever you're putting the eggs in the crust, put them in that chocolate. You put the butter, melt the butter, put the chocolate in there. Then you add your half a cup of sugar, and then you add your vanilla and salt, and add your eggs before you put your flour in. Because once you put that flour in there, it's going to be thick, and you can't mix it up. And another thing, before you put those eggs in that chocolate crust, beat those eggs. and only enter one, put in there one at a time. So one at a time, and stir it and beat it, and then once you get both eggs in there, then you put your flour. So I'll let you step out. But that's what being live is all about.
Yeah, and that's, people don't understand that. A lot of, most, well, I won't say most of them, but a lot of them are videoed. And they can cut mistakes out.
Right. If we was videoing this, that would have been a cut. And I would have redone it.
But we choose to do our videos live. Yeah, the buzzer went off for your crust, Mary. Do you need something sitting here to put that on?
I need that rack, the cooling rack. It's right there under the floor.
I got it.
I'm gonna put a cheesecake in this and see. I don't know if I hope.
But it's, it's when you're in your kitchen and you're cooking every day, you make mistakes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do something and
this is done. Now, normally, I'm really backwards. I don't know if it's because me and you was having such a good time before we got on air. I was not even thinking about this cake. And I don't know if it was that. That's just talking.
I don't know.
But my total train of thought was not on this cake this morning.
I left the house. There's 3 things I was going to bring. I didn't bring any of them. So, I don't know. It's just one of those days.
Yeah. That's okay. I don't care. I got a lot to do today. I can't let something get me down. So, all right. Now, normally, before I bake this cake, before I bake this crust, I would have done this foil too. Simply because this pan is hot. But it's okay. I can still do it. This is 2 layers of heavy duty foil. And I just made a big square. And now all we're going to do, Linda, and you can do some of it and move this cake out of the way. We're just going to fold it up and just around the edges, just get the full outline. And then we're just going to fold it down.
Okay.
Just fold it down like that. This is to keep the cake from burning. It's kind of, it just helps. Well, I'll tell you what it's going to do. I'm putting this in a water bath. But in a water bath, normally you put it in like a roasting pan that's deep, and you put enough water to cover about 1 inch up your pan, your springform pan, about 1 inch up. And I have a roasting pan. And I'm throwing that thing away. I got it out yesterday, and it's got rust all in the bottom of it.
Well, I would too.
So I'm throwing that away. So I didn't use that. So I had these these aluminum foil pans. You can use that if it's deep enough and your pan will fit in it. Well, I got the aluminum pans out that I have. I have lots of them. I put it in there, and I use those for water. The big ones, I use those to put my shaper pans in for Christmas, and all I put in it is water. But somehow or another, I know what happened. When you use those shaper pans, those lights, they burn the bottom of that pan.
And okay.
And so it got hot. You can't see the hole. It's just a little bitty tiny hole. It's almost like a grain of salt. And it had a hole, so I put it in the oven, and water. It was just a barely stream. I took it out, threw it away, got another pan. It was the same way. So I'm improvising. I'm using a cookie sheet. No, I can't put as much water in it, but it's enough to keep it the steam. That's what it is. The steam of that water helps this from cracking. And my cheesecake did not crack yesterday, so I'm doing that now. All right, so let's put the cheese.
You want me to hold the bowl while you do it?
You put half of it in here now.
Okay.
Put half of your filling in there, and this is where the caramel comes in. Now,
I love Ghirardelli products.
In the members page, it says a half a cup, a fourth a cup in the middle, and then a fourth a cup on top. Let me tell you something. I put that in there yesterday, and I don't know if it was the brand, the caramel topping. This is ice cream topping. I don't know if it was the brand that I was using. This is better, I know. What do you call this?
Ghirardelli.
Ghirardelli. It's better, I know. But I'm going to try it this morning and see if it does make a difference. Because I can tell you now, the recipe says a half a cup, a fourth a cup at a time. That's too much. It's too much. So I'm gonna measure a fourth a cup, and I'm only gonna use half of that at a time.
It smells so good.
So I don't want. I'm gonna. Yeah, that's probably what I need, but I got it. I've done used it. So I'm just gonna take a spoon, and I'm just gonna drizzle this. The recipe says to put teaspoons. Do not put teaspoons, because this caramel sauce will go straight to the bottom, and it will make your crust soft. So I'm going to use about half of this fourth a cup, and I'm just going to.
That looks really, really good.
I think that's about half of it, and I'm just going to sprinkle it. You could. I probably need to show them, Linda. See, and then I'm just going to take my spoon. You can take an offset spatula, or you can take a spoon. This is just kind of making a swirl, so when you cut into the cheesecake, it will have little swirls in it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I'm putting the rest of my filling in here. So that wind has been blowing.
Yes, like March.
Man.
It's howling.
Yes.
It's literally howling.
That wind yesterday was worse than today. But yesterday, man, it was just really bad. Okay. All right, I'm through with that, Linda. Now I'm going to take the rest of the half a cup, fourth a cup. It's what? It's 4 tablespoons in a fourth a cup.
Yes.
So about 2 tablespoons at a time is all you need in this. You just drizzle it, because this caramel, it sinks to the bottom if you do what the recipe says. I don't know what else I would have been doing wrong, but this caramel in the process of cooking, it all went down to my crust. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about whenever I get in there. But that was only a fourth a cup for both places, in the middle and on top. Get the rest of that in there. On that other one, I did it like the recipe said, Linda. I just put teaspoons. I just clumped it in there, and it was heavy, and it went right to the bottom.
Do you
swirl that? Well, I can, but
I didn't know if you did or not.
Yeah, I didn't, but I kind of wanted it to stay on top, because it's going to sink to the bottom. It's okay.
I wasn't sure.
You're supposed to swirl it. Okay, now can y'all see? That's how I'm putting it in the oven. But, and Linda, you can do the camera if you don't mind.
Oh, sure.
I'm fixing to, you use hot water, and this is just an old cookie sheet. It's not a Pamper Chef. It's an old cookie sheet, because I didn't want to put water in my pan. All right, I'm going to let me run me some hot water. I'm putting hot water in this. I'm putting my cheesecake in here.
Do I need to bring the camera over closer?
I think they can see. I just got to get this water hot. And I'm just going to put 1 cup of water in there before I put it in here.
Okay.
And then I'll put another cup until I get enough in there. So, I just got to get the water hot. Okay. Your pan that you put your water bath in, it has to be it's supposed to be deep, but this cookie sheet is not that deep. But it worked yesterday. It just kept the steam going. So if you'll open the oven for me. Here, let me get this out. Oh, this is the gloves.
Yes, I know. I love them.
You can just pull that out a little bit because I can't get my cup in there to put the water in there.
Do I need to hold that? It's not going to fall, is
No,
it?
it ain't gonna fall. Okay, now I'm gonna put some more hot water in it. You have to have the pan out a little bit so you don't burn your hand putting it in there.
Does that water evaporate, Mary?
It did not.
Okay.
It did not. I just don't want to get it too full. It's really, you really need a half of each of it, but it worked fine yesterday. So now
That looks beautiful. And what you want the timer on?
Put it on for an hour at first.
Okay.
I cooked it at an hour and 15 minutes yesterday at 350. So an hour at 350 is what you cook it, and then check it. If you've got a thermometer, which I do, and I checked it yesterday, it's 150 is what you're supposed to have. The inside, the center of the cake is 150. Now, I'll tell you, that's what the book says. I don't know how this makes sense, but at an hour, I tested the center. It was very, very loose inside. It says when the top of your crust is dry, and it's just a little jiggly, take it out. Well, it was dry, and the center of it was really jiggly, and I stuck that thermometer in there, and it said 150, but I didn't trust it. I was afraid that it was not done enough because it was really jiggly, okay? So I put it back in there for 15 more minutes, and I took it out and put it on the rack and tested it. It was 150, and it was done. I mean, you could tell it was more done.
Right.
So I don't know if it was the thermometer or what, but I did cook it an hour and 15 minutes. Okay, now, next what we do is,
Do I need to bring the camera over there?
you can if you want to. You take a half a cup of chopped pecans, and these chopped pecans don't need to be as fine as the ones we put in the crust. We're going to toast these, is what it
Okay.
is. We're toasting them. You're just getting it, we're just toasting them, and let's see here, where's my spatula? Well, I'll use this one. My favorite one. I love this little scat. Do you like this, Linda?
I haven't used it, but I got it out of the bottom of the
It's
drawer
little.
and put it up there.
It's little, and I just love it. It's flat, you
Yeah.
know, on the end. I'm toasting these pecans, and once they get toasted a little bit, then the caramel sauce, I put caramel sauce in it. I put, let's see, I'm sorry, Linda.
That's okay. I didn't need to be.
What's 2 tablespoons. After these toast, you put 2 tablespoons of caramel topping. It's not sauce, it's caramel topping, like ice cream topping. You put 2 tablespoons on this and let it kind of caramelize, and then take it off the heat. And this is what we put on top of the cheesecake.
Yum.
And I'll show you. I have one in the refrigerator, except I do not have this on top of the one in the refrigerator. I thought I would show y'all how we done this. So we're just gonna toast these a little bit. Turn it up. And put this on the cheesecake. Oh goodness, Linda, you got a busy afternoon?
Well, I don't really have a busy afternoon.
Okay.
Other than, well, I say I don't. Yeah, I've got to bake some bread this afternoon. I forgot about that. I got to bake bread. We're baking bread tomorrow live.
Oh, that's right.
Nothing happens.
We'll be at Linda's house tomorrow.
We always have a backup plan, but if nothing
Yeah,
happens, that's
yeah.
what we're doing. So yeah, I need to bake one when I get home.
Sourdough bread, or is it?
No, it's
or
cranberry walnut.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That's gonna be good.
Yep, I got to take my cranberries out of the freezer and my walnuts and get them all ready.
Well, I'm going to the storage. I got the code this morning. I called and told them my storage, the gate, the electric gate has been broke. And hadn't been able to get into my storage, and so I called her this morning. She gave me the code, so I've got 4 people that are waiting on their gifts that I've given away, that I've got it's in storage. So, and I got all the others wrapped and ready to go. They're sitting over there. I've got all of them wrapped. So I'm gonna take the envelopes and whatever I need because they're small items. I'll just take some envelopes, and I will be putting them in the mail today. So I'm just.
Well, yesterday was a holiday anyway. The mail didn't run yesterday, so I always tell Mike, and he always walks his mailbox. So we didn't get any mail. I said the mail didn't run.
Chuck checks the mail for me. He always brings the mail in to me, and
that's sweet.
Yeah.
Carla's going to call you after.
Carla called me after she gets back from the doctor and let me know. Linda, she's in training, and she's they told her that they've given her 2 tests. They was in training.
Just after she worked a week.
Yeah, she worked a week, and Thursday and Friday she was in training, and they tested them, and everybody in her class had been working at least a month. Linda been there a week, and they gave them the test, and they told them that if you failed the test, that they would have to write Austin and get permission for them to retake the test. They have to pass it. Linda said she got to praying.
No pressure, right?
She said, Mama, I got to praying, and I said, oh my goodness, how in the world? Because she didn't take notes in training. Well, little Linda is kind of like this Linda. She learns quick, and she don't necessarily have to take notes, but she would have taken notes if she'd have known that. And so she didn't take notes, and she took it, and they asked questions. They wanted to know case numbers. She had to know the case numbers, detail things that she made an 86, and she said, I tell you one thing, she said, tomorrow I'm taking notes. And she did. She took notes, and she made 95, and it was very detailed. She had to know a lot of things that some of the rest of them in there should have already known. But she said she got through before some of the rest of them did, and some of them did fail.
Linda's smart. All your kids are smart.
She is. All right, now these are toasted. I almost toast them too much talking. You smell them?
Yeah, I can
smell them. I almost toasted them too much. All right, I need 2 tablespoons of caramel sauce in this, Linda.
And where is that this jar over here?
Please, the caramel topping. I was talking and almost toasted my nuts too much. I need 2 tablespoons in here.
And let's see, another tablespoon.
Just get the here's a fork.
Here's one.
Okay. I'm not putting it back on that burner until it cools off, because I'm putting 2 tablespoons. I knew that was going to, so I didn't want it on that burner. Can they see? I guess they can.
Yeah, I moved it.
Because this is going to coat these pecans.
I've always loved turtle candy.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a really good dessert.
Turn that burner off, because that electric stove, they stay hot. I just want this to kind of...
Ooh, that smells good.
Doesn't it smell good?
It sure does.
It didn't say anything about cooling this off, but you can't, I don't know how you can put this on top of a cold cake.
And maybe do you want a paper plate or something to pour it in?
Yeah, why don't you?
Skillet?
I don't have a paper plate in here. Just get me a plate right up there, please, Linda. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, what I'll do is I'll put it in the freezer, let it cool off a little bit, and then I will get the cake out and show y'all. Thank you, Linda.
Is this plate okay?
That's fine. I'm on.
Yeah, that should cook pretty quick.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Well, I don't know if I can get this in my freezer or not, but I'm gonna try just to cool it off just a minute. Oh yeah, I got it in there. Okay. If you store a cheesecake in the refrigerator, cover it loosely with foil because it won't get moisture on it, but you don't want it to be just uncovered. So just loosely covered.
Oh, that looks nice.
And this is the cake, the cheesecake. Now you see that crack right there? Y'all can probably see it. I did that this morning, taking it out because, see the little crack? That did not crack during the cooking process. I did that this morning when I had it in my hand, taking the parchment paper, taking the parchment paper off. I had this cake in my hand, taking it, and I shouldn't have. My hand's not balanced enough, and it kind of cracked it.
That's okay. It's okay. You're gonna make a cut anyway, so.
Yep. So this is the cheese. This is the cheesecake, and then I'm gonna put that
topping. You can see the caramel down through the cake.
That's what I'm telling you. See all that caramel there? This is what I'm telling you. It got. Don't put a fourth, half a cup of caramel is too much. A fourth is plenty. I've got. Let's see. What was it? Where's it at? Here it is. I'm gonna put some little chocolate stars around it. I'm gonna. It's aggravating because this thing was so pretty and not a crack in it, and then I go and pick it up with my hand. I'm gonna see if I can close it a little bit.
Well, it looks delicious and it looks beautiful to me. Looks very pretty.
Smooth it up a little bit.
Now in a restaurant, they would probably cut that into probably 20 pieces when they made it, because they give little tiny pieces.
Yeah.
They drizzle a little bit of stuff on it and
Yeah.
charge you $12, $15 for a little slither of it, depending on where you're at. No, I've never paid that for one.
Now see, it didn't take that long at all to cool down, so I'm just going to put this in the middle. Now, if you want to make more of this to put all over it, you can, but I'm just going to put it in the middle where you'll get a little piece of it per slice. You know what, Linda? I almost believe that that you could have put it on here hot because it gets still.
Yeah,
when it gets cold,
it sets really quickly.
Yeah, it does. That's okay.
I got your spatula there in case you need that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But I'm just going to kind of put it in the center, so when we cut it, you'll get a piece of some nuts. And if you put it on here hot, you could probably get it out a little bit further, a little bit more. But on the recipe that I put online, I put on their chocolate fudge is an option. And I didn't put no recipe for chocolate fudge because Linda makes it's just a chocolate frosting, So I didn't put that recipe on there. Linda has some. All right, thank you, Linda. Now, I made me some chocolate fudge, and I already got it in the bag because I'm not as good as my sister. Matter of fact, you probably can do this better than me.
You do a beautiful job.
I put this in the refrigerator. I might have made a mistake. I'm gonna see if I can. Let me see if I can get it started. This is just a cheap tip. I shouldn't have put this chocolate in the refrigerator.
And you can't put it in the microwave because it's got a metal tip on it.
No, it ain't a metal. It's plastic.
Oh, it is? Well, then pop it in the microwave for like 5 seconds then.
Okay.
Now, I'm telling her this. If it runs, you do it if you want to, Mary, not because I said to.
It's all right. It don't even have to have it on there. How many seconds? About 5?
I don't know. Not long. 3, 4, 5.
46 minutes. Remember that.
Okay. This is going to be a beautiful dessert.
I don't know about beautiful, but
Cheesecake is so rich, and that's one reason you don't cut big pieces.
Yeah.
Because it is very rich.
okay, now timer's 45. Let's see.
Did that soften it a little
Well,
bit?
I don't know. I didn't test it.
Yeah.
Let me get this tip off. It was so soft when I put it in there. I thought I better put that in the refrigerator. I guess do them about like you would a slice.
Yeah.
You want to do these?
Well, I can, but you're doing a good job.
You can do it. You're better at it than I am. Just like per slice, and put them close because I'm not eating no big slice of this.
Okay. Now, what do you got? Is this just the chocolate that you got in here?
Yeah, that's all it is chocolate.
Okay. I might not
All
have
right.
space very evenly.
That's fine. There's our turtle cheesecake.
That looks beautiful. It looks delicious.
So, minus a few mistakes on the one I got in the oven. Several people in the church knew that I was making this turtle cake today.
Oh, no, they put their name in?
I've done got a whole cake. Time I slice it up, gonna be giving it away. So,
Mary's always so good to be delivering stuff to people.
let me get a plate. Let me just cut one with both.
Yeah, just cut one. I'm trying to be a little bit careful, so. It's a pretty plate. Is that new?
The platter? No. I got so many platters. I might not do it. I need to get a pie taker. I didn't get my pie taker out.
So I guess you're going to announce the winner when you come
I
back.
have to go back on, yeah.
When you come back home.
Yeah. I don't have to do that again.
So it's really important that when we announce a winner that y'all get your addresses to us within 24 hours. And we hope that we'll get the winner from yesterday. And also Barb Hill, don't forget we need your address also.
I've got a pie slicer, a whole bunch of them, but I only have one drawer to keep all my stuff in. And it's not in there.
That looks so good. Don't that look luscious? Oh my goodness.
So, anyway, we'll taste it and see.
Somebody's gonna have a fit over their dessert today.
Yeah, let me wipe that paper off. I'm not a real big cheesecake eater, but I guess it's because it's so rich.
Yeah.
Mama taste?
loved. I think I'm gonna let you taste of it, Mary.
I'm gonna taste of it. Linda's watching her sugar intake. So
That looks really delicious. You know I could eat the whole piece.
see the crust. See how the caramel goes between the cheesecake and the brownie or the chocolate. That's why I said I think using a fourth a cup of caramel instead of a half a cup, it wouldn't accumulate like that. Because the recipe said to put dollops of the caramel in it and then stir it. Well, when I put that caramel in there, I think it went straight to the bottom. So I knew that it was going to have too much caramel just because of that. But it is good.
It looks delicious.
It's very, very good.
You did a great job, Mary.
So,
Mama
anyway.
loved cheesecake. She
Yeah.
liked it because it was soft.
Yeah.
And she loved
Yeah.
to eat cheesecake.
So thank y'all for hanging in there and overlooking all my mistakes.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
goodness.
If we was running, if we were counting and tallying, I think I got a lot more mistakes than you have, Mary.
So, anyway, it all comes out in the end. That's the way I look at it, you know. So I didn't think this was going to turn out because of that caramel, but it's okay. So
Yes.
my brownie bottom is going to be okay too.
It will be. And you'll be back on in a little bit.
I will
to
be
announce
back
the winner.
on to announce the winner of the springform pan. I'll be mailing that today too. If you get me your address, when I come back on and announce the winner, you need to send me my address to 903 649 0605 and text it to me. And I will try to get that in the mail to you today. I have it. It's not even in storage. I have that here. So.
And we want to thank everybody for the stars. We hardly ever
Yes.
mention that, but we appreciate them, and we certainly don't ask for them or something. Anything, we don't ever want anyone to think that, but we do appreciate it, and everyone that shares our page
Yes.
and likes and follows us, we really do appreciate it from
Yes.
the bottom of our hearts.
And we hope that y'all have a great day, and we'll be back at Linda's
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. And we look forward to seeing y'all. Y'all have a blessed evening, and don't forget to count your blessings.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.